Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
I don't know that I'm exactly a guest in this.
Yeah, you're a guest.
You're a guest.
Just hold on 1 second.
Well-
You'll be introduced in 1 minute.
Okay.
we can't take anything serious.
This is
Okay.
not news to me. I've been around for all of it.
Okay. I'm being
Hush.
attitude. Anyways, welcome to Pop Cult, everyone. We're your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
And we post 2 episodes every single week. Tuesdays are for a reality digest, where we go over last week's reality TV and all the chaos that comes with that. And Thursdays are for Fame Files, where we go over past important pop culture events. And today we are doing an episode that Avery and I have basically zero knowledge on, except for we know who this person is. But we've brought in a lovely expert special guest. I'm going to intro you, okay? Hold on. So this is Avery's brother, my cousin, Blake. Blake has a background in turf grass management as well as playing golf all throughout his younger years. Big fan of this. Wait, are you a fan? I don't know what I should say. Did we
I
like
mean,
this man?
As a kid, so I was a little bit young for his true era of dominance, but I remember, starting around, 2005, I would have been, 10, right when Gus was born.
Oh.
That's Julia's brother.
Was when I really, kind of really start remembering how good he was, and then obviously everything happened, and it went from, I remember a vivid conversation with mine and Avery's dad about you can respect somebody for their abilities while not liking the person they are.
That's so dramatic.
No, but that's what it is. That's how I am with J.K. Rowling.
Oh,
So-
fair enough.
Fan of the accomplishments, yes. Fan of some of the choices he made in his life, no.
Great.
You were his
Great.
biggest fan in golf, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
you just said.
if you were born between 1990 and 2000, yeah, you were everybody loved Tiger Woods.
Spoiler alert, we're talking about the Tiger Woods cheating scandal today, and this was always on our list, but I didn't really know when we were going to do it, and then we decided to bring in Blake because, yes, for those of you wondering, turf grass management is a real major that you
Yeah, I
can
know. I
do.
got a full resume rundown there.
Full resume.
And when did you start playing golf, would you say?
It was either 4 or 5. I can't remember. We came back from the beach at one point, and I just remember that the backyard was mowed down really low, and our dad said that he was going to teach me how to play golf just for something that we could do together, and it kind of took off from there.
Do they make golf clubs for 4-year-olds?
Well, yeah,
I don't
little
remember-
putt-putt.
Yeah, I don't remember my
small.
very first set. I remember my very
True.
first real set of golf clubs was probably at 8. I got them for Christmas, and then my first set of junior golf clubs, and then my first set of adult golf clubs was probably
There's
11.
a lot of types of golf clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they're
Didn't know that.
expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They were not nearly as expensive then as they are now.
What happened?
Um,
Inflation?
Yeah. I can
COVID.
imagine.
COVID
COVID.
and inflation. Yeah,
Oh, because
COVID.
people could play golf during COVID, you think?
Yeah, it was the only thing you could do. I
True,
was
it is.
at
Pretty individual.
I was at Carmel in Charlotte when COVID hit, and an average golf course before COVID would do an average not busy golf course is probably 20 to 30,000 rounds a year. A busy normal golf course is probably closer to 40 or 45,000 rounds of golf a year. I would say Carmel was more in the busy-ish, so we were right at 42,000 rounds of golf per golf course because we had 2 per year. After COVID, it jumped from 42 to 44 to 64 to 66,000 rounds of golf a year.
Wow.
So yeah.
If anyone's listening who learned how to play golf during COVID, let us know. You were an essential worker, weren't you?
Yeah, I did not. There was
Essential
never
worker.
any talk of me missing time from work.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the celebrities that you've witnessed on the course.
Oh, yeah. That's a great one, Julia.
Thank you.
Well-
I know 2 of them, I think.
Well, the one that everybody always likes to make fun of me for, and our mothers to this day are still angry about, is Justin Timberlake.
Oh, true. I forgot about him.
I was
Are they angry because you
fresh.
did an approach?
Yes. So I was fresh out of college. And when I say fresh, I mean like 3 weeks maybe after I graduated from Clemson. I was working at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, and every morning we would have a meeting with our team about what was going to happen that day, what the goals were, and then we would always get told, because Quail Hollow is a very exclusive club, if there was going to be what they called VIP golf, and if there was a VIP golf group, you were not to be within 2 holes of on either side. So like if they were on hole 5, you weren't going to be any closer than hole 3 or hole
And that was for
7.
you guys and guests, or could guests be like right behind regular
They
guests?
didn't care
not
about the
VIP?
members. It was just the workers. We weren't to
Oh,
be
of course.
seen.
Of
So
course.
what
Yeah.
if somebody who was a member saw Justin Timberlake?
Well,
and
it
then
didn't
was,
matter
like,
for the members, because the
fangirled?
members, well, it's just kind of unspoken that you don't
No.
fangirl.
Not unspoken to me.
Well,
But
there's
obviously, none of us are
that-
members of the golf course.
Yeah, that gets into whole like member codes of conduct that you have to like sign.
They
when you
get
join.
booted.
There's a whole, there's a whole. But
Maybe we should do an
So-
episode on country club rules.
well, I could probably guess on that one too.
Okay,
We
so
recommend
Justin
of-
Timberlake.
Justin Bieber, right?
Justin Bieber was at one of, I think it was the PGA Championship in 2017 when I was an intern. Several golfers, the Currys, like the NBA Currys, Steph and Seth.
I didn't know that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they're from Charlotte. They're from like this area. So yeah. Justin Timberlake, though, is the one that everybody likes to make fun of me for, because I just didn't know what I was doing because I was so new. And I got caught on a hole that he was on. Like we had, like walkie-talkies that they would say like VIP
And you
golf
weren't
hole.
listening?
And I had to run and hide behind a tree.
I mean, I can't imagine that Justin Timberlake would have like whacked
I
you over
think-
the
but
head with his golf
I don't think
club
it's
or something.
Justin. I think it's like your
Yeah,
like
it's-
company.
it's
Like
the-
they are the
yeah.
ones who would like beat you with a golf club if you were
I
anywhere
mean, they
close
wouldn't
to
have.
them.
I don't know what would have actually happened. I don't know. I might have just gotten like.
Why
So
did
did he
I
not
think
see
that
you?
you had? Sorry,
Hmm?
answer her question.
Did he
first.
not see you?
I mean, he probably did, but I was like I
Yeah.
said, I was 3 weeks. I was 3 weeks out of school.
Blake's
It was
just
the
back there
first
like-
job. It was the first job I'd ever had, like real job I'd ever had. So, yeah, I mean, I just was trying not to get fired.
No.
Justin Timberlake seeing you hiding behind a tree. You're literally like,
Well, here's the best part about why Justin Timberlake was there was I don't know if he still owns the house, but there's a house on the 7th hole at Quail. It has this huge backyard, and the guy that used to live there was the CEO of Red Ventures, and it was I think it was like his 50th birthday or something, and he had just casually hired Justin Timberlake to play a private concert in his backyard, and that's why
Oh.
Justin Timberlake was playing golf at Quail that day.
That's
maybe
crazy.
maybe we should look into Justin Timberlake playing a concert in our backyard.
Yeah.
Avery,
I
you don't have a backyard.
Yeah. Avery,
Yes, I
was like-
do.
Okay,
Yeah, but how
they
your
fit in
courtyard.
how they
Sorry,
fit
your
back there?
courtyard.
Yeah, and it has snow in it. Okay, well, there was a lot more tea to this than I thought there was. Like, I kind of just thought he like had a one-off affair, and it was really kind of bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was like what 14 or 15
I
women
never
possibly.
even found a specific number. I can only imagine it was
The-
probably in the hundreds.
Yeah, I mean I think the number that came forth was the number of women that came like forth and said something was somewhere around like 14 or 15 maybe.
Yeah.
Well, good.
But
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start at the beginning, I guess. And then we'll talk a little bit about his background, and then we'll go back to the affairs. Okay, on November 27th, 2009, on Thanksgiving
good.
Day.
The day after my birthday. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's not much I can do about
Julia
that.
was what?
So Julia
5?
turned
No,
Julia
Six?
it would have been
turned
like 8.
8. Julia turned
8.
8.
Okay, I can never
And
remember.
then Tiger
Guess
Woods
that makes
got into a
sense.
car accident.
Correct. Okay, so
The
November
first of
27th.
many.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
True. I mean, you think our mom is bad. Oh, wait for this one. Okay. On
Just a
November
lore drop.
27, 2009, Thanksgiving Day, Tiger Woods gets into a single car accident.
What, so he hit a tree?
Single dash car, not
Oh,
yes.
he wishes it was a tree. It was even worse.
Okay.
Okay.
At 2:30 a.m. that morning, he crashed his car into the hedges and a tree of a neighbor's yard and then crashed into a fire hydrant.
Yikes.
Yeah. The crash was so loud that it woke up his wife, Elin, I think is how you say her name.
Yeah.
Elin, who used a golf club to break the back window of the car, and then she dragged him out of the car while the neighbor called 911.
Well, thank God he started to play golf, because otherwise, how would she have broken him out of the car? She needed that club.
I know. And also, is she like Incredible Hulk? Like, how do you drag?
How do
She
you
was a
smash
petite
a
woman.
window and then carry
then-
a man to a car?
And drag your grown husband out of the car.
Well, it's like that. It's like that woman when her son fell into those like sewer drains. He fell into one and like the top went back on and she whipped that thing out, but that thing weighs like a ton. But it's like your mom instincts. And people pull
Yeah, I think
cars
these
off
might
of
have been
things all the time.
more anger instincts though.
Oh.
Maybe. Okay. This crash somehow is what, maybe you can add some context here, but somehow this crash is what started the ball rolling that ended in the news of Tiger Woods cheating on his wife for years with multiple women, breaking the internet.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little I guess blurry, because I don't really know if it ever came out exactly how the car crash and then the cheating scandal, like how the car crash like brought the cheating scandal to light. Because the reason that she broke him out of the car and then dragged him, at least like allegedly, was she was really, really, I mean, obviously pretty pissed off. And I guess she'd like gone through his phone while he was sleeping because she was suspicious. And that's when she found the like text messages hidden, or evidence, hidden wherever it was. And then he was, I mean, just trying to run away, I guess. And then crashed his Escalade.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
House.
Yeah, he was like,
their house.
I mean, it was 2:30 in the morning.
Well, he was
I've left the house
away.
at 2:30 in the morning before, but it was just to go to work on tournament weeks.
That's insane.
My worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I feel like maybe she found out, and then maybe like she woke him up or something, and they got in a fight, and then he got in his car. I also think that he.
No, you're not getting away with this, and whipped him out.
She's like,
of that
you're
car.
not dying.
You don't
before
get
you
to
can
die.
pay for your sins. No. Okay, so that's how all this thing gets kicked off. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about his career. From what I understand, he was basically a child prodigy. He has the most junior championship wins and went pro at only 20 years old. Is that young?
Then it was. Now, I mean, it's still young, but it's also not super uncommon these days for like the really, really good like high school kids to just skip college and turn pro at 18. It's not super common, but it's also not uncommon. But back then, yeah, I mean, 20 would have been pretty young, and to be as successful as he was, as young as he was unheard of.
Yes, you also told me that he probably had the best junior/amateur career of all time.
Yeah, I think at one point he's the only person ever to do it. I think he won 3 straight US junior amateurs from like 91 to 93 maybe, and then won the 95 and 6 US amateurs before he turned pro. And he's the only person in a row ever, or the only person in the history of golf to ever win 6 USGA championships in a row.
Well, good for him.
I have a golf question before we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Do courses, like you worked at one course, do those things change? Like you change where the hole is? Or are they playing
like
the same
where
course?
where the cup is every day?
No, maybe. I
Like
don't know. Where you hit the ball
where the flag
into.
is.
Sure.
Yeah, like where the flag is.
That changes?
Yeah, depending on the time of year. Summertime, like spring and summer, yeah, every day. Fall, when grass doesn't grow, kind of like similar to like flowers or trees. Like it doesn't really grow in like the late fall as it gets colder and through the winter, so you might not do it every day then. But when it's like peak season and everything's growing, yeah, every day.
Is that an intense process to change where the hole is, or are you moving it like a few inches?
No, you definitely move it more than a few inches. Depends on how good you are at it. I was pretty good at it, so it wasn't that hard, but
Period.
as you're learning, yeah, it's definitely more challenging.
I didn't even know they moved. I thought it just stayed in the same place
Well,
forever.
because you hear like people are like they're playing golf like every week, and you're like, do they?
No,
wow,
yeah,
you just must know the course really well. It changes.
If you ever walk on like a golf green, you can see like where the old holes are.
Sick.
Interesting. In the first decade, give or take, of his pro career, he won 70 PGA tournaments. Is that right?
No,
Okay.
I don't think. Maybe. No.
How many are
'Cause he's
there,
only
like,
got
in a year?
Maybe just 70 tournaments.
that.
Decade.
Yeah,
in the first decade.
70 tournaments, not 70 PGA Tour tournaments, because he's only got 82 PGA Tour wins total,
Okay.
like all
Okay.
time. And he's 50 now, so.
Okay, cool. Okay. So 70 tournaments, and he also broke the record for the amount of time ranked as the #1 golfer in the world, and was also one of the only people of color in the sport at the time.
Yeah, he still holds the record for most weeks at world #1 by a long shot.
His endorsement deal with Nike was the largest deal in pro sports history at the time, which is kind of crazy to me considering like how big of a sport like football is. It's
Yeah.
just kind of crazy to think that like a golfer had that record. It was a 5-year contract that started in the year 2000, and it was $85 million. I mean, I would call it quits right there.
Yeah, you don't have to continue.
No.
Hey, for you want to call it quits now?
Exactly. Okay. Allegedly, Tiger Woods is one of only 2 athletes to become a billionaire. Do you have any guesses as to who the second is?
Michael Jordan?
Close, but no.
LeBron?
Same sport. Yeah, LeBron James. In the early 2000s, Tiger Woods started dating and eventually married his now ex-wife, Elin Nordegren, who was a Swedish model. They got married in 2004, and they have 2 children together. He seemed to have a very idyllic life with his wife and children living in Florida. And this is information that you gave me, Blake. According to you, he was being the operative word, very family oriented, very clean image, and he himself was a brand, and that really aided in his success.
Yeah,
Where does he live?
Now he lives in Jupiter, Florida, which is where they all, like,
Avery,
90%
that's where Tyler
of the...
Cameron is from.
Oh yeah.
But to give you, like, don't bite my head off here.
No promises.
So we can, all 3 of us can agree. Taylor Swift changed music, right?
Yeah.
She changed
True.
she changed the way music was done. She changed the way people toured, the way people marketed themselves, the way people did everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is Taylor Swift to golf.
Okay.
Smaller market and everything, but that is what, like, Tiger Woods meant to golf.
Yeah,
He changed
you're
the way
just
people
talking
trained. He changed the way
to their industry,
Yeah.
not as their person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed the way people trained, prepared, marketed, endorsed themselves, did everything.
I could see that. Do you think
'Cause he
it's also
was-
because a lot, like so many athletes, especially like I feel like football players and basketball players have like not the best reputations when it comes to like they're just like when you hear a football player cheats on his significant other, it's like not surprising.
I don't know if it was that. I think more it was just like you said. I mean, Tiger Woods wasn't like just a child prodigy. He was like the child prodigy.
I wish I was a child. What the freak?
Well, it's kind of like, so he was a child prodigy in the fact that, like, I'm sure you're going to get into his dad at some point.
No, actually.
Okay,
This is
so
about
you
his
kind of have
cheating scandal.
to understand what happened. You kind of have to get into
Avery
his
didn't
dad.
do her research.
I didn't see anything about his dad.
Well, so Tiger Woods and his dad were really close, and when I think he was like 18 months, maybe 2 years or something, which I mean, I have a 3-year-old who can barely, like, I mean, he can't jump, so I can't imagine a 2-year-old swinging a golf club.
That
But
was so shady to your 3-year-old.
well, he can't.
Wait
he can
until
barely
your
jump.
son
He's
listens to this in a couple of years.
Well,
Well, then you have one that won't roll over. I don't know what
he
that's
can
all
he
about.
can can roll now. He can only go one side, but he can roll now, and sometimes he can't get back.
He
But
just prefers
Progress
that.
over
He's like a
perfection.
turtle. He's like a little turtle.
yeah, and turtle. I mean, what are there such thing as a fat turtle? Because
Yeah.
he's pretty
For sure.
he's pretty hefty.
Yeah, he is hefty. Progress over
But
perfection.
anyway, so at like 18 months, 2 years old, Tiger Woods was like in the garage with his dad and his dad was hitting golf balls. His dad went inside to like get a bottle of water or something and came back out, and Tiger had like gotten out of his, chair or whatever and was like swinging the golf club and like hitting like full-fledged golf shots just from like watching his dad.
That's crazy.
And that's when he went on he went on a night show and was like hitting golf balls and doing all this stuff. And so his dad was like, I've got the next great thing on my hands. And his dad just kind of like marketed him and said like Tiger's going to change the world. He's going to, you know, be as influential as like Mahatma Gandhi, I think is who he compared him to, and basically just set the bar so high there was no way you were ever going to reach it, all the while questionably teaching him a moral compass, because there's some speculation of the moral compass that his dad had when it came to some of the things that Tiger got in trouble for.
Well, that would make sense. That's very helpful context, but unfortunately, this all changed on November 27th, 2009. Allegedly, just before, I'm answering my own question, his wife had discovered texts between him and another woman. Just a few days earlier, there started to be rumors circling that he was having an affair with a nightclub manager in New York City named Rachel Uchitel. It's kind of a weird last name. So that was like already kind of floating around. From the car accident, he had some pretty serious injuries and was unconscious for several minutes after the crash. It was determined that he was not drunk, but he had taken Vicodin earlier in the night, so that's probably why he crashed. All he got for this was a citation for careless driving and a $164 fine.
For hitting a fire hydrant, he didn't get more than that?
No. 2 days later, he released a statement on his website, which is funny to me that he had a website.
Me when I have a website. Look, Google me.
It's a pretty long statement, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there were some interesting things that I wanted to read out of it, especially considering that nothing had technically broken at this point, but
it was just he was in a car crash.
Correct. Part of the quote read, "I have let my family down and I regret those transgressions with all my heart." So I think that maybe the press was getting wind of it. And then he says, quote, "For the last week, my family and I have been hounded to expose intimate details of our personal lives. The stories in particular that physical violence played any role in the car accident were utterly false and malicious. Elon has always done more to support our family and shown more grace than anyone could possibly expect." So were they claiming that his wife, like, beat him up?
I don't really remember. Nobody really remembers, I don't think, like, what led, like, to the car crash and then to like the exposing of the scandal. Everybody just remembers the scandal.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think probably one of the women went to the press, like sold the story.
I think it was the
Rachel.
Yeah, because she was. I think
probably.
she was like the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Who's
Rachel, the woman, the nightclub manager, the New York City nightclub manager.
Yeah, she was like the last one before like it all.
Yeah, blew up.
Oh.
Okay, the whole thing was hugely sensationalized and very shocking. It kind of came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tiger Woods was like, so he had been at like the top of his game. He won the 2008 U.S. Open with all the public knew was that he was injured. It came out after that he had won the U.S. Open. He played 91 holes, which is 5 18-hole rounds plus a hole, which is 19 more holes than a standard tournament, with a fully torn ACL and then 2 stress fractures in his lower leg.
Wait, why would he do that? Why was he playing that many holes?
It was an ego trip.
Period.
It was at Torrey Pines
just to prove
in
that he could.
La Jolla, it was at Torrey Pines in La Jolla, California, which is like right outside of LA, I think, which is where he grew up. He grew up like, 15-20 minutes from the golf course. It was his hometown. He wanted to win, like it was the tournament he wanted to win the most, so he played it knowing that he was going to do the damage to his body.
Crazy.
And then he won. So that's probably why he had taken the Vicodin on.
Oh.
Because he had like a full reconstructive leg surgery, and it was like November of 2009 would have been like 15 months after that U.S. Open, and like so about probably like 14 months and 3 weeks since the surgery, the reconstructive surgery.
Well, he definitely wasn't just sitting at home doing nothing during that time, I can tell you that much. Because the same day that he released his statement on his website, a report came out about not only Rachel, but another woman named Jamie Grubbs. Initially, Rachel actually denied the rumors, but the article on Jamie included a voicemail that was left on her phone from Tiger Woods.
I think that's probably if anybody sold it to the press, I forgot that name, but that now that you said the name, it sounds familiar. If anybody stole it to the press, then it was her.
Okay, that makes sense. Because apparently they had been having an over 2-year-long affair, and he was trying to get in touch with her to convince her to get rid of any evidence of them being in contact, because I think his wife was on to
His
him at
wife
that
had,
point.
it's starting to come back. So the 2 years is significant because we've already talked about how Tiger Woods was very close with his dad, and his dad was basically his like moral compass. It's suspicious whether or not he was ever like taught how to be like a fully functioning adult human when it came to morals. And in like Mayish of 2006, his dad died.
Interesting. Okay.
And then this all blew up in 2009.
Okay. She does say that she thought that he, at least when they met, I don't really believe this, that he was single. Like he told her that she was single, and she believed him. They met in
That
2007,
doesn't
so
make
right
sense
after
to
his dad
me.
died.
'Cause
Right. Like
wasn't he,
how could you not
incredibly
know who he
famous?
was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, he's really well known.
Yeah, I mean, unless you were living under unless you were living under a rock, it didn't matter if you followed golf or not. Because,
we
like Avery
always
said,
say
he was
that.
a brand. Like he had his own Gatorade, for gosh sakes.
Oh, I love Gatorade. In the voicemail, he said to her, quote, "I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take my name off off your phone? My wife went through my phone and may be calling you.
Take my name
Yeah, I do
off
remember
of your
that.
phone?
Take your name off your phone." I feel like he made a mistake in something that he said there. I don't really know. But basically he's asking her to get rid of any evidence.
Yeah, delete all the
She
stuff.
did not. She in fact did not do this, and instead
I wouldn't have done it either.
Yeah, literally, like there were continuous text messages, but it just kept getting worse and worse. After these first two women came forward, more and more women started coming out of the woodwork. Shortly after Jamie Grubbs released her evidence, at least 6 more women came forward. Most of them were cocktail waitresses or models. And basically, it sounds like he was having these affairs, but probably mostly outside of, I think, maybe Jamie and Rachel, one night stands while he was like out on tour or whatever. The PGA Tour, you told me, runs from January to September. So basically, to me, it sounds like he was having these affairs while he was like out on tour, and he's like going to nightclubs and stuff.
And
Yeah,
she didn't like go with him on any of these tours? Was that like not?
Well, they
a
had two
normal thing?
young kids.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They had, I can't remember exactly how far apart they are, but they're probably about the same.
I think it's only a couple
Similar-ish.
years.
Yeah, similar-ish to my kids, like 3-ish years
At
probably.
the time? Okay.
Yeah, at the time. Well, I mean, still currently, just like at the time they were like probably like 4 and 2 or 5 and 2, something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
After the statement that I read parts of earlier, he basically went off the grid for like 2 weeks until he released another statement. Oh yeah, maybe he was originated the statement. You know how like all celebrities, me and Julia always joke that celebrities love to make a statement on their Instagram story.
They
This was
love
like
to
the
make an Instagram
original.
story.
This statement read, quote, "I am deeply aware of the disappointment and hurt that my infidelity has caused to so many people, most of all my wife and children." That was just like perfect.
Is this the live statement or is this a website statement?
That was the website statement. Then, technically, this website statement was the first time that he outright admitted to the cheating. Prior to this, it was just him like alluding to having let his family down. But then in February 2010, he did his first press conference since the scandal broke. And it was like 13 minutes long. I watched it on 2 times speed. And it was kind of crazy that he, like, I feel like it was a little bit crazy. Like, look, cheating on your partner's not good, obviously. But I did think it was a little crazy that he had to do like a 13-minute long press conference talking about his infidelity.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was just so, he'd been in the public eye since he was 2. How old was he in 2009?
I don't know.
I guess if he was 20 in 1997 or 1996 when he turned pro, he would have been
like 35.
I don't know how to do math.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
34, 35, something like that. So
Too old to be acting like this.
Well, but for 33 years he's been in the public eye, and he'd been with no scandals, no ill words spoken against him.
Oh, he was born in 75, so he's the same age as someone I know, but I won't share.
I wonder who that might be. So, in the press conference, he obviously apologizes and talks about his wife and family a bit. And he notes that he is aware of the disappointment that he's caused his team and his fans. And also, apparently, the charitable foundation that I believe he said started with his dad just reflects poorly on all.
Yikes.
Yeah. He also addresses that the claims that his wife, like, attacked him the night that he crashed the car. Remember when I said, like, they were saying there might have been like domestic violence. He obviously denies that, so I'm still confused where they got that from in the first place, honestly.
I think it was just probably like
Maybe the golf club?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was honestly she was
Maybe they thought
she
trying to
probably
kill him.
she probably was kind of worried about him, and she broke it out with the golf club. But it was probably just the press, because I mean they were still husband and wife after all, and had 2 kids together.
Yeah.
But it was probably just the press just trying to create like fuel for the story.
Yeah. This is probably where you're saying his dad's morals were questionable, because he basically admits in the press conference that he didn't feel like normal rules of life and loyalty applied to him, and the money and fame he achieved made him entitled.
Yeah, I mean, I think his dad, I mean, for lack of a better term, and it might be just even be the right term, exploited the fact that Tiger was as good at golf as Tiger was.
Definitely
He was not a
exploited.
normal person by any means.
Yeah. He talks a lot about letting his kids down in particular, and also just like kids across the world who admired him and who he was a role model for. Was that you, Blake? Did you feel let down?
Were you let down?
I mean, it was definitely like, I mean,
yes.
Like anything, as
Next
a person
question.
you looked up to, that, you know, and that's
Were you
where
like 14?
2010 or 2010,
Yeah.
I would have been 10.
That is not true. I was
No.
10. You were born in 1995.
Oh, sorry, wrong. 2009. Sorry, for some reason I said 2009. I would have been 14.
Okay. He also speaks on being in inpatient therapy from December to February, I believe, for a sex addiction.
Yeah, he said that he admitted himself into a clinic, like a 6-week or something clinic for sex addiction. He admitted,
Yes.
he said it in that press conference, the 13-minute one.
Yes. He
Okay.
also begged the tabloids to leave his family alone, because they had been staking out his wife and mom, and even followed his 2-year-old daughter to school and released the address of her school at one point.
My god.
I know. How bad is that?
Like, that's paparazzi.
It should be
crazy.
illegal to do that. He also announced the day after the conference that he would be leaving again for more treatment. But he did say that he planned to return to golf eventually, but that his first priority was his marriage and his family.
Well,
Sure.
eventually, and this is where, like, since I would say, like, I'm jumping ahead here, I know, but when was the second car crash, Avery? What year was that?
There's another one.
There's like 3 more, Julia.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure. It's in here.
It was
somewhere, but I
after
can't
the
remember.
second car crash that he changed, and he is a lot more, like, just seems a lot more approachable, a lot more focused on his, like, kids and stuff, like, now, like, current time, 2025, 2026 time. Totally different than, like, 2009, 2010 Tiger Woods. Because eventually, if that statement was in February, right? The press conference was in February.
Yeah.
Eventually, to golf was the 2010 Masters in April. So, like, 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. I think I have that in here. But all the while that he's repenting, there are still numerous women coming forward.
Oh lord.
Most, if not all, of these women were in the adult entertainment industry, or like the nightclub party industry. Another woman who came, I'm going to run through a few of the women who came forward, the ones that, like, we know their actual names. Another one was an adult entertainer named Holly Sampson, who said that she met Tiger Woods at his birthday party where she was hired as a dancer. Another woman was named Jamie Jungers, who actually went on the Today Show to give her side of the story.
Who was she interviewed by? Matt Lauer?
Oh my god, probably. Freak. She said they met at a nightclub in Vegas in 2005. So that just goes to show you how long this has been going on. They were together for 1.5 years, and she said that she thought it was just going to be a one-night stand, and she does admit that she knew he was married with kids.
Yikes.
Not a good look. Not a good look. All of them had pretty different views, though, on his relationship with his wife in terms of their stability and status. One of the women, her name was Mindy Lawton. She said that there were definitely people in his life who knew what he was doing. Most notably his agent.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. His agent, who would allegedly handle any story that was at risk of getting leaked or reported on. I mean, that has to be true. There's no way you go around.
There's no way your management team doesn't know. Yeah. Especially, and also if he had security, I'm assuming he probably had security maybe, they knew too.
At least one bodyguard.
There's a book that was written by Tiger Woods's, one of his old swing coaches. Golfers have swing coaches, called The Big Miss by Hank Haney. And you have to take the book with a grain of salt, because a lot of the critics of the book, like the book critics that like write, you know what I'm saying?
Like reviews, yeah.
Yeah, say that he was just looking for his 2 minutes of fame off of Tiger Woods. But in that book, he's like, it was obvious that there was something going on. He started acting different. He was very in our practice sessions, protective of his phone. He would stop practicing in the middle of a drill to go look at his phone, which he'd never done before.
That's sus. Huh.
Yeah.
We need to get him on the pod.
For real.
Good luck. But if there's any pop cult listeners who are intrigued more about the Tiger Woods scandal, the Big Miss by Hank Haney.
Good recommendation.
Good rec. Thank you.
Tiger, on the other hand, has denied that anyone on his team knew anything. He said once, "I'm sure if more people would have known in my inner circle, they would have stopped it or tried to put a stop to it, but I kept it all to myself."
Sure.
Right. Another woman who came forward was named Veronica Siwick Daniels, I'm guessing. Her last name's hyphened. I don't know how to say the first part. She did her own press conference to talk about her relationship. Yeah. She was pretty upset because she felt like they were in love with each other and she had actually gotten pregnant twice during their affair. Allegedly. That's her saying that. Obviously.
Can we find this anywhere? Did you watch this?
No, I just read a bunch of articles.
Okay, I was just curious.
But there is a documentary about him, though. It might be in there. She had even left her job in the adult film industry because he was uncomfortable with the idea of her being with other men. I mean, we don't even need to talk about how ironic that is.
Yeah.
She said that they were together for 3 years. So that would have been if that's true, that would have been the longest.
Wow.
Yeah. Then there was a woman named Teresa Rogers who claimed that her 6-year-old daughter was born from an affair with Tiger, but there was never a paternity test.
Okay.
She was out for about $2 million from him. She was trying to get money from him, but I don't believe she ever got it.
Well,
probably because she lied.
Well, if there was never a paternity test.
Well, and that's just where, again, just how big Tiger Woods was. His endorsement deals were insane. He was everywhere. If you wanted it to be successful, you found a way to involve Tiger Woods.
Love that for him. If only he weren't a big fat cheater.
Yeah, and a car crasher.
Yeah, and a serial car crasher. When Tiger's wife, so we're going to go back to Rachel for a second. When Tiger's wife, Elin, found out about the affair, she actually called Rachel from his phone, I guess to ask her about details. And in an attempt to keep as much of this private as possible, his team negotiated an $8 million NDA with Rachel so that she would not reveal anything.
Oh my God.
I know. $8 million in 2010.
How long were they together? They weren't. 2.5
years.
I thought that was the other
Actually,
girl.
I don't know if I have a number for her. Maybe that was Jamie.
I don't know if it ever came out how long they were. I think she was probably the most recent one because she was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably felt like they needed to handle her, I guess. What on earth?
I know. Crazy.
But I mean, I was just going to say, how Brianna turned down Zach Bryan, and that was an $11 million
12.
12, sorry.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's what I was thinking about too. But unlike Brianna Chicken Fry, Rachel signed it. And so she was getting payouts, but she also broke the NDA. She's definitely spoken on it.
Wait, did she have to pay that back?
No, I think they just stopped paying. I think I might mention it, but they just stopped paying her and maybe tried to countersue. She eventually became very vocal about her affair. She had apparently met him through the baseball player Derek Jeter in 2008 somehow. She was the woman that the media and the public knew the most about, But she has also claimed that she was not his first affair and that she knew he was cheating on his wife with multiple women before they even started the affair. Allegedly, he would like fly her to different golf tournaments.
Jeez.
And that's like how their affair progressed. I think that the sentiment is kind of that she like capitalized on the affair. Like this was literally her claim to fame, and she was basically trying to spin the image that the media was portraying her as the villain, because obviously people loved him and he had a wife and children, and so they were really like villainizing her. So she said that she wanted to put herself out there in a different light.
Okay. So you think you still think the affair is true?
Yeah, I definitely
They're
think the
all
affair
true.
happened.
Okay.
Definitely.
There's a podcast that I listen to. It's a golf podcast, and it's, I mean, great podcast, and I enjoy it. But they're huge Tiger Woods fans. The other day, they said something about the alleged affairs, and I don't really know how you say alleged affairs when
they're all real.
They're definitely real.
When he's admitted to them.
If you're paying somebody off, like that's real.
Yeah. I think that the thing with her was that it almost kind of reminds me of the Tanya Harding episode when we were saying like if she had just shut up and stayed out of the press, she might have been able to come back to the sport eventually. But she kept talking about it, and she kept doubling down on the fact that she didn't do it and didn't have anything to do with it, that it just like made her look even worse.
Okay.
Eventually Rachel went on the show Celebrity Rehab at one point.
Oh God. She's not a celebrity.
I know. She was treated for prescription pill addiction and also a love/sex addiction.
Great.
In case anyone's unfamiliar, because I was, the IMDb description of Celebrity Rehab is 8 celebrities check into rehab under Dr. Drew for 21 days.
Great. Celebrities was in quotes, right? Because that's crazy.
It wasn't, but it could be, theoretically. But she didn't stop her press run there, because as recently as 2021, she participated in an HBO documentary called Tiger, where she says that she participated because she wanted people to know the truth, that she was more than a mistress. Which I'm sure is true, but like in the context of Tiger Woods, no, you're not. So why would you participate in this documentary? Yeah. That's just weird to me.
Also, like, the fact that you signed for your $8 million and then, like, you just decide to break that, like, just don't take it then.
Yes. She did say at one point, quote, "I regret that he was married and I regret the mistakes that I made, but people came at me like they wanted to blame me for the fact that a married man cheated on his wife. Like I was the only one responsible for his actions."
Oh, no, she's not responsible for what he did to his wife, like.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure she got ripped a new butthole for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe just don't do interviews.
Well, the reason they came forward as much as they did, they were all trying to capitalize off of his fame and his fortune. Yeah. Doesn't justify what he did and make it right, but they were all like, and that's why all the mistresses that came forward.
Yeah, true. And that was probably not even like 10%.
That probably wasn't even most of them. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it was probably way more than what came forward, but
yeah. This documentary also revealed that some weekends he would spend in Vegas, he would spend upwards of $100,000 a night at nightclubs.
Wow.
Or maybe not per night, but like total over the weekend.
I mean, it might have been per night. When you have
totally
an $85 million, it was $85 million over 5 years or $85 million a year.
5.
Still, I mean, when you've signed an $85 million endorsement deal with Nike.
And I'm sure that wasn't the only
one.
And
then, I mean, like I said, he had his own Gatorade. Gillette, I think, was a huge sponsor of his. Buick.
He was living large.
Yeah, so it might have been $100,000 a night.
Ugh, scary. Rachel, though, still can't be stopped because in 2022, she released a tell-all book, which is
people that needs to be taken away from people. The right to write a book needs to be taken away from people. Why must listen? That is a waste of a tree right there. That is unfair.
Totally.
This is the environment that we should be caring about at this point. Why are we writing a book?
You're not only wasting your breath, but you're also wasting oxygen. Because
I'm flabbergasted. You have no right to write a book.
In 2022, Tiger Woods too. That's the same kind of at that
Tiger Woods writing a book is a little bit different.
Well, no,
If
but
he wrote
like
one.
her writing a book in 2022 about the like that Tiger Woods, that like all like the scandal Tiger Woods, it's two totally different people, two totally different Tiger Woodses.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like he's so much like he's just you can I mean anybody who has watched or followed golf in any way, shape, or form can tell a difference between the two, like the personality of the people, like 2010 Tiger Woods and 2022 Tiger Woods.
I would hope so. But to your point, she said that it would include not only details about her affair with Tiger Woods, but also with actor David Baraniaz from Bones, the guy from Bones,
What?
Julia.
He's a bad guy?
I don't
Like,
know.
Well,
no,
I
no,
mean,
like he's a
at
bad
this
guy in real
point,
life. Was he having an affair?
well, at this point,
Well,
I think you have to take anything she says with a grain of salt.
but like allegedly.
Dang, that's like the main character.
Yeah, I know.
Did anything come from the book?
Well, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
didn't read it.
I mean,
Oh.
well, I mean, I didn't even know if she'd written a book, but I mean, I feel like if she's still trying to get her 2 minutes of fame off of Tiger Woods 12 years after the scandal breaks, that if she's alleging in the book that she had an affair with somebody else famous, then you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
affair with Tiger Woods definitely happened. Anything else she alleges 12 years later, I don't know that I would believe quite as much.
I'm also not sure that I would expose myself like that, you know? Like that at that point you're just a bad person.
Wait,
Like this is not
if
the
this
only
is the
affair that
same
you're having.
girl,
Yes.
no, if this is the same girl, she has a podcast.
Oh, really? What's it
Yeah.
called?
Misunderstood with Rachel, but it's
Definitely.
MISS.
That's definitely
Hang
her.
on, I'm
Oh my god, listen to this description. This podcast is hosted by Rachel, and then whatever her last name is, and delves into the lives of those who have been reduced to a single headline. That's her right there.
I just feel like she did it to, like, I'm not saying that he's not to blame, but if we're taking him out of the equation, she did this to herself. She had not only one, but two affairs with very public people and wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
And now has a podcast. Anyway, I'll
Wow.
probably listen to it tomorrow to see if there's any tea.
Yeah. They live very close to each other. He lives in Jupiter and she lives in Palm Beach. That's like very close.
That's tea, actually. So, to your question about her NDA, yes, she definitely violated it all the way back when she went on celebrity rehab, which resulted in her not even receiving some of the money because the terms were basically you'll get more the longer that you stay silent. So,
Okay.
if you start
Yeah.
talking on it, then we're obviously not going to give you the money.
Yeah.
His team was actually suing her after she did and said some of these things and participated in some of these things. I'm not sure exactly how it netted out, but she definitely faced repercussions. Jumping back a little bit to what was happening kind of closer to the affair breaking, there are some reports that I saw that he had affairs with upwards of 120 women.
Good lord.
Yeah. After everything broke, he took a short hiatus from golf and lost most of his sponsorships except for Nike. They did not drop him, but he did lose around $35 million in sponsorships. You know what's interesting about Nike not dropping him, Julia, is that Nike was the only sponsor that was willing to back Tanya Harding in the 1994 Winter Olympics, too.
Well, that is interesting.
So,
They love their athletes.
they really do. Sadly, though, it would not be long until his marriage ended, which was announced August of 2010. They had shared custody of their children who were around 1 and 3 years old at the time, and they just asked for privacy. His wife even spoke with People at one point after the scandal broke, and she said, quote, "It's hard to think you have this life, and then all of a sudden, was it a lie? You're struggling because it wasn't real, but I have survived. It was hard, but it didn't kill me."
Good for her. Hope she's doing well.
Well, she is, because apparently she left the divorce with from anywhere between 100 to 500 million.
Sick. Okay.
But it appears as though he did not take that long of a break from golf because he returned to play in the March 2010 Masters.
Is that
As
just
a
a month
reminder-
later?
April
Oh.
2010 Masters.
Oh.
April 2010 Masters. Mind
That's
you,
still like 2 months later, right?
yes.
But it was probably like 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, because reminder, the press conference was in February of 2010.
Yeah. The Masters is always
So-
like that second week
That's
in
funny.
April.
Yeah, but apparently his golf game was not great upon his return, which he
Okay.
attributed to not being able to practice much because it was but it was such a stark shift from basically like him running circles around his opponents for most of his career that everyone was like, this is looking not good for him. But he apparently had several surgeries throughout the years that likely contributed.
Yeah, I mean, when he had the reconstructive like leg surgery, essentially, it was not his first knee surgery on that knee. I
Was
think it was his left leg.
the reconstructive surgery, was that for something that had to do with the car crash, or was he like totally
No,
fine
that
from
was
that crash?
because he played the US Open in 2008 on a fully
With a
torn
torn
AC
ACL. Okay.
and 2 stress fractures in his lower leg.
Got it. Crazy he didn't get any injuries from the fire hydrant crash.
I know. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Okay, so by 2013, he had, I think, pretty much like climbed his way back up to the top briefly. But then he had 4 back surgeries, and then things kind of went downhill again.
Yeah, I think he had a 5th back surgery back into last year, too.
After his divorce from Elin, he went on to date Olympian Lindsey Vonn from 2013 to 2015. I remember
this is the one I know about. I know about this.
Mm-hmm. But there were also rumors that he may have cheated on her with the wife of one of his golf opponents. But his agent also denied those rumors, and I don't think either of the other parties involved commented. Did you know anything about that?
No, I never. I mean, I remember them dating, but I don't remember hearing anything about him cheating on her.
Well, the two of them did end things around the same time that this supposed woman was divorcing her husband. So I think that just didn't help.
Rumor mill, lying.
And then, seriously. And then this brings us to the second of 3 car crashes. He was clearly still having some personal issues because in 2017 he was arrested for a DUI under the influence of painkillers that he was taking for his back. His mugshot is insane looking. Like, seriously, Julia, look it up.
It's not a good mugshot. There was a golf tournament after this mugshot came out where Tiger Woods is walking through the ropes to the next tee, and a fan was wearing a t-shirt with the mugshot on it.
Oh my god. Why are his eyes so close together?
I was like more so thinking you might comment on like the massive bags under his eyes.
There's a lot. Maybe that's why the eyes are so intense to me. There's a lot going on just like right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, here's the picture of someone wearing him on a shirt to the
Yeah, and he's like smirking at them.
Yes.
Wait, so he thought it was funny that they wore the shirt?
Yeah.
It looks like it. Hold on, I'm sending it to you guys.
He literally looks like insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. That does not look like him to me, like at all.
No.
Like that looks like that's like Uncanny Valley.
I know. I agree. There's something like oddly off happening. His outfit does not match in that picture.
No, not really.
Okay, but basically this instance, it was Memorial Day. It's always like a holiday with him. Like, what is going on? It was Memorial Day, and a police officer spotted his car stopped in the middle of the road, and when he reached the car, Tiger Woods was asleep at the wheel.
So it wasn't an actual crash?
I guess not. It was just a DUI and arrest.
Okay.
A car-related incident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God it wasn't an accident. Oh my God,
literally, that could have been horrible.
Yeah.
Or he could have died too.
He was apparently under the influence of Ambien, and he had said that he did not know where he was.
Well, that's terrifying.
When the cop woke him up.
Yeah.
But he literally cannot be stopped, apparently, because he's like a cockroach. Good gracious. Because in 2019, at 43 years old, he won his 5th Masters and remember when I said he won 70?
Yeah. You know what? It's okay.
It's fine. And this was widely considered as his comeback. You told me that this was his first major championship win since before the affair.
It was his first major championship since the 2008 Open.
Wow.
So almost 11 years.
Yeah, that's like 11 years later. That's a long time for somebody who was
multiple surgeries, the whole scandal, all the ups and downs. I mean, he had, because the 2019 Masters was after the third car related incident, right?
No, so the next one was in 2021.
Okay.
Dang,
so
we're post-COVID now.
Yeah, third car related incident, but post multiple back surgeries and
Yeah, he had like 3 back surgeries.
Yeah, I guess that might have been, that was probably the last golf tournament he won, so that was his 82nd PGA Tour win, his 15th major championship, so he's second all time in major championships in all of golf, like the history of golf, which dates back to like when sheep used to eat the grass on the golf courses. That's how they maintained it in Scotland, and tied for first all time in PGA Tour wins.
Wow. That's crazy. So he was still winning things, even at his big age of 43.
Yeah, I mean, he'll never probably win a golf tournament again. I remember sitting in our break room. We took like an hour and a half lunch because Tiger Woods had a chance to win the 2019 Masters.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
that's fair.
Male bonding. That's nice.
Bonding time.
But then in 2021, he crashed his car off the road again in someone's yard. Again, I think. And told the police that he didn't know that the crash had happened and didn't even remember driving. But they never did any sort of testing to see if he was under the influence. Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Crazy. He did break his leg due to this crash.
Yikes.
In 2024, the 27-year-long sponsorship between Tiger Woods and Nike came to an end.
Wow. Okay.
Right, I know. Crazy. At that point, just sponsor him till the end of his life. Like, geez,
Yeah.
you've already gone almost 30 years. Apparently, the reason was because they were starting to distance itself from golf products.
Yeah,
not
Nike
because of
Why?
him.
Wait, but
Nike,
why?
well, I can't. I think they just kind of like the market for that. I mean, Nike's so big in so many things. I just think it was probably a situation without like researching it where they were probably losing more money than they were losing money. They just weren't profiting off of it. And they still make like apparel, like golf apparel, but they went away from golf clubs. And I mean, Tiger Woods was Nike everything: golf ball, golf clubs, golf shoes, everything. And so they were just, they were starting to phase out that like
Well, dang.
product development. And I think it was like probably the end of his contract period, and they just mutually and amicably, I'm pretty sure, parted ways.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't scandalous.
No, it was like mutual and not in any way like malicious on either
Okay.
front.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started his own company.
I didn't know
Yeah, he
that
started his
either.
own apparel company, and he's now
Really?
signed with his golf clubs is TaylorMade, because he still gets paid to promote golf clubs even though he doesn't really play golf anymore.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really find anything else about him playing. His wife is, I'm not sure if they're married, but they have 3 children together. Her partner is an NFL player. So she has 2 kids with him and 3 kids with this
5
NFL player.
kids.
I know. They
Wow.
started dating in 2017.
I mean, when you got somewhere between 100 and $500 million in the divorce, you can afford a night nurse, Julia. So,
Fair.
when you got 3 kids with a night nurse,
Not
yeah.
that bad.
And your husband's an NFL player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
Honestly, good for Elin. I'm happy for her.
She seems to be
I
doing
mean,
great.
Hate that this happened to
And
her,
she's
but I'm
strong as
happy for
hell.
her.
She's strong
Yeah.
as hell.
Well,
Yeah.
so they met when she was an au pair for a Swedish golfer, and that's how she and Tiger Woods met. She was an au pair.
That makes sense.
Oh, Kurt.
I wondered about that. So her and Tiger's kids are now 16 and 18 years old, and they definitely are still active co-parents from what I can find. They've been photographed together at their kids events as recently as January of this year. In terms of Tiger's love life, if he didn't, honestly, he should have retired from love
From love.
after all this. Has been confirmed to be in a relationship with Vanessa Trump, who is Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah, you should go look up his social media post, his Instagram post about that. It was
Tigers?
pretty, it's pretty cringeworthy.
What did he do?
Hang on, let me see if I can. It was just
Can you find it?
kind of hold on, Queen,
Okay.
please.
Queen.
I do think
King,
it's kind
I
of
need to
funny
see this.
though. I do think
It
it's
was
kind of
just
funny.
very sorry. Go ahead.
Is it Love is in the Air and Life
Yeah.
is Better with You by My Side? We look forward
Yeah.
to our journey. I'm not done, Avery. We look forward to our journey through life together. At this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts.
Are you on the Instagram
She looks
post?
young. Yeah.
So
Is she young?
Are you on the first picture?
Yeah, and then the second
Scroll
one, they're
to
like,
the second one.
I'm going to look.
wait, how old is she? Here, Avery, I'll just send it to you on Instagram.
But yeah, I told you, look, she's 48 and he's 50, so she just looks young.
Oh, she looks
plastic
In her
surgery.
20s. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
she really does. You liked the. Oh wait, just kidding. Never mind. I thought that was your profile picture, but it wasn't.
That was yours.
Is he laying on a hammock?
Yeah,
It looks like it.
with some rather atrocious sunglasses on.
He looks like Secret Service. He looks like a kid like whose mom made him take a picture before the school dance in this photo.
Oh god.
Well, they I think are still together.
I don't know, man.
And that's it. That's all I had. Unless you had anything to add.
No, I mean, I still love Tiger Woods. I mean, he still must see TV anytime he plays
Is he
golf,
like
but
officially retired?
no. So he still has a foundation. I think it's been rebranded from the foundation that I think it's the same foundation, but it's just been rebranded since the scandal.
That's another thing that needs to be taken away from people. Writing books and creating foundations in your own name. What?
But I can't remember. It's called the TGR Found. It's called TGR, and I can't remember what they do something with. Built on Tiger's belief. This is just a very quick Google. Built on Tiger's belief in the power of education, TGR Foundation is making a positive impact on the lives of students from under-resourced communities.
I knew it. I knew that's what it was going to be.
I'll get behind that.
So he hosts a tournament every year on the PGA Tour that just happened this past week.
Okay.
And in his press conference,
you're gonna have to explain to me what the PGA is, because
the PGA.
What do you mean it's a tour?
Professional. So the PGA Tour, or the PGA, sorry, is the Professional Golfers Association.
Okay.
Like
and
the
so
NBA.
Yeah.
Yes. But so there's two facets of it, and why they share the same acronym, I can't tell you, but they operate entirely separately. So there's the PGA Tour, which is where all the professional athletes play, and then there's the PGA of America, which is the people the professionals who they're teaching professionals, and they run the country clubs and the golf schools. And
so the PGA championship, that's over multiple places.
So the PGA Championship is one of the 4 major championships in golf. And this is where it gets extra confusing, because the PGA Championship is a PGA Tour event, technically, but the PGA Championship is run by the PGA of America.
Well, that's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. They should... that was made by men. Totally. That's crazy.
Totally was.
But in his press conference, one of his press conferences last week at his tournament, somebody asked him if the Masters, because he gets a lifetime exemption into the Masters as a past champion, if the Masters was off the table.
Wait, so he can always compete?
For as long as he wants to. He can be 170, and if he's still walking, he can compete.
Wow. He will be, too.
He will.
But he said, they asked him if the Masters was off the table for him to play in this year, and he said it's not, multiple times throughout the week.
When does he have to declare hey, I'm going?
He can show up Thursday morning at 5 a.m. and say, hey, I'm playing.
Oh, well, that's crazy. How many people compete in that?
The Masters is usually I think it's 90. It's invite only.
Good Lord. I don't think I realized how big golf was. TBA.
Oh, that's the Masters is a small, a normal PGA Tour event.
I know, but this is really putting
120, 130.
I'm
and then
so much.
the US Open, which is another one of the major championships, the 4 major championships, is one of the biggest ones. And it's open. It's in the name open. But if I wanted to, I could go try and qualify for the US Open.
Oh,
well, geez.
Next year.
I would
get out there. Oh, dang.
But it's 156 people, I think, compete in the US Open every year.
Live, laugh, love.
Well, and then
this
there's
is so fascinating.
other countries too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's multiple tours throughout multiple countries.
Wow.
If only they made it easy to follow. If only.
You still wouldn't watch it.
I still wouldn't watch it.
Well, thanks for being our guest today and helping us with this episode.
Well, like I said, hopefully I can bring you listeners in the way
I would have been
Angie
so
and Amy
lost,
did.
I feel.
You would have been lost from my note?
No, I just I feel like he was just a guiding source throughout this whole thing.
I mean, there's a lot of context that has to go.
And apparently I needed to know so much about golf. I naturally had these questions. I was genuinely interested in golf for a second there.
I feel like his dad is kind of his relationship with his dad is kind of.
Oh yeah, Avery, you forgot the dad. so.
Well, it wasn't about his dad. It was about him cheating on his wife.
How was I supposed to understand anything without the context of his dad?
That's not my problem.
I'm not criticizing the preparation. I felt like understanding his relationship with his
He
dad
was
is
bringing his piece to the puzzle.
That's exactly what his role was today, and he did that.
You did great, Blake. You
Well,
were fantastic.
maybe you should start a podcast like on Tiger Woods and his dad.
Well, if I followed every idea you had for me, I would have like 75 business ventures going on right now.
And you'd
so.
probably be making hella money, so I don't understand.
And you've not listened to a single one.
Single one.
Maybe I should be a business coach. Well, to the listener, thanks for listening, everyone. And we hope you keep listening. And next week, our Fame Files episode is going to be on some of the most memorable Bachelor scandals from the Bachelor franchise, Bachelor, Bachelorette, in honor of Taylor Frankie Paul's season of The Bachelorette airing the following Sunday.
Sick.
I know
So
Julia's excited.
I am a little scared, but I'm
not
excited.
as excited as everyone else is, but I'll watch it nonetheless.
I just want to know what's going to happen.
I know. I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction right now that she doesn't end up
She's
with
not with
anyone.
anyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
And then we'll be back on Tuesdays for our reality digests, of course.
Blake, you want to come to that?
I do not watch any reality TV, so I'm not sure if I could be much help in the...
Fine.
You're not living life then to its fullest extent.
Sorry.
Will you watch... I think you should at least make an attempt to watch Special Forces when it comes back. You might like that.
Do you know what we watch in our house these days?
Bluey.
Cars.
You decide.
Cars
what
is
your
a good
kids
movie.
If
I
you
mean,
what
I'm
about
not,
what about Planes? Have you showed him that one yet?
He went through a Planes phase at about a year and a half, and then he arrived at Lightning McQueen late, but when we arrived at Lightning McQueen, we have hit it.
We were stuck
full
there.
force.
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at his new thing is I have to check on him every night, and I have to check on him with some cars. So I'm currently looking on my coffee table at Lightning McQueen and Cruz Ramirez from Cars 3.
Great.
Who I have to leave on his bedside table.
Let's talk about how Cars 2 is a literal terrorist plot.
What do you think Pixar was trying to say with that one, Julia?
I'm so for real. Like the first Cars is like, dang, like I lost my mojo. Second Cars is like full terrorist attack. Third Cars is about old people. Like that's like the Cars trajectory. That's all three of them.
That's hilarious. I never thought about it that way. I haven't seen the third one.
It's so crazy. I think the third one is about like the new like Blake will probably know, but the new cars coming in and they're like booting the old cars out because they're better and like faster.
And then he goes and he finds Doc's old crew chief to get his. So I would say the first Cars is about I'm the best, but I don't know why I'm the best, and I've found my purpose. Second Cars, full terrorist plot.
That was what I'm saying.
We really did a 180.
And then third Cars, trying to get my mojo back, and then finding new purpose. That would be my.
What the hell?
That's a very philosophical way to look at the Cars franchise.
Well, when you've seen it that many times, you have to find deeper meaning in it.
Well, he really liked Ice Age when we showed him Ice Age. You should put those on.
Yeah, well, we still have Scrat
maybe Blake
the T-Rex.
Doesn't want to watch Ice Age anymore.
Yeah, we still have Scrat the T-Rex who terrorizes the house occasionally.
Scrat.
Good. I'm so glad he's still living.
Scrat who sleeps in his brother's sleep sack.
Really?
Not anymore.
Scrat has to live downstairs. He graduated from the sleep sack.
One time he came out of my parents' room with his brother's sleep sack in his hand, like he was gonna put Scrat down for a nap.
Yeah.
He said Scrat needs to go to bed.
Scrat needs to take a nap.
Yeah, Scrat.
Scrat, go to bed. But also eat this at the same time as sleeping, Scrat.
And then Blake gets so annoyed whenever he turns Scrat on, and Scrat's like, rah. Scrat is a dinosaur for anyone, a toy dinosaur for anyone.
But that was named Scrat because they were watching Ice Age.
Named Scrat for the.
But it's not Scrat. It's
Scrat.
It's like in a really high pitched little boy voice.
Scrat.
Yeah, Squat.
And Squat is from Julia's mom, Amy, special guest star on the Today Show Matt Lauer episode, and Amy, he hatched out of an egg. That was crazy.
That was
he
crazy.
Literally hatched.
What a gift.
Our most recent fun escapade in the toy world was yesterday. He has cars. So like mini Doc Hudson, mini Lightning McQueen.
Sure, got it.
And we've been looking for mini Doc Hudson for well over a week.
That's dedication.
And
Where did he
found
go?
he was hiding under something. He had fallen under something, and we found
Oh,
mini Doc
no,
Hudson.
hiding more like has escaped.
We found mini Doc Hudson. And then, unbeknownst to me, Mini Doc Hudson traveled with us on our Monday errands to the grocery store.
Oh no!
And when we got home, I asked him to go use the potty. And Mini Doc Hudson fell into the potty and then subsequently got flushed.
Oh no!
No.
Yeah, Mini Doc Hudson
is gone.
He's in the pipes.
He's in the afterlife.
You'd think that.
So we're having to teach him about the afterlife now.
Yeah, well, he asked if I could return Mini Doc Hudson, and I said no. Mini Doc Hudson.
You should have reached your hand down there.
They're made by Mattel, so maybe you should just call Mattel and ask him.
I was like, we should just talk
ask
to
him
Disney.
If I can have a replacement Mini Doc Hudson because he flushed original Mini Doc Hudson down the potty.
Yes,
absolutely.
And then tell them that you're gonna leave them a bad review if they don't send it to you.
That's real sad.
Like, is our tales about Mini Doc Hudson in the potty going to get left in?
I'll leave it in.
Okay. Bye. Go forth and
bye,
gossip.
Everyone.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. I guess Mini Doc Hudson's travails are left in.
That's so funny.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.